Hello and welcome to domytriesthis. I hope you brought your cuppa. Since today is a Sample Queen series video, we are using our You Can Call Me Queen mug. We are wearing our queen crown. And today's tea is an old favorite. It is Stash chocolate hazelnut mixed with their salted caramel. Just was in the mood for some, yummy, warm, sweet chocolate. And I love their chocolate hazelnut because if you put in the right amount of sugar and the right amount of milk, it tastes exactly like chocolate. And the salted caramel is just that nice added bit of candy bar flavor. Oh my God, that's so good. So good. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. It's been a bit warm out here the last couple days, but with that tea, I don't care. I don't even care. Too damn good. As I said, we are doing our Sample Queen series, and I have quite a few things for you down here. A couple of them are like little sample foil packs, and several others are something else. I'm going to start with a kit that I showed you guys that I purchased from Walmart a bit ago. It is one of these SpaScriptions face mask sets. It came with a brush, and it came with 1, 2, and 3 masks. I actually initially bought it for the brush, but since it was only about $7, I think, I went ahead and got the full set instead of just buying a brush by itself. And you can get, actually, on the SpaScriptions site, they actually have other versions of this. They have the gel masks, and I think they have a clay mask set, and I think they have at least one other one. And on the SpaScriptions site, they run about $10 for a box like this. So, like I said, I had bought it for the applicator. I wanted something like this because I don't like using my fingers for much of anything. I think I've mentioned that before. With my regular masks, I can go ahead and use a brush I bought specifically to do my masking in. However, with any peel masks or gel masks, that brush is actually not an appropriate type of applicator. The stickier masks I thought would cause problems with trying to rinse it out and being able to use it for my clay masks and things like that. So I really wanted a silicone applicator. I do like this applicator. I'm actually pretty pleased. Even if this was the only thing in the box set that I liked, I'd be pretty pleased with the price. Like I said, it was only about $6, maybe $7 at Walmart. Might have been on sale at the time, I'm not sure. And $6 or $7 for this, I could live with that. You can actually pick the product up on the brush. It does apply very well. It doesn't necessarily give me an even layer, especially around my nose. It tends to, areas tend to be thicker than others, but it is a really good applicator, and I really do like it. So, even if nothing else in the box set worked, this works really, really, really well. So let's start with this one. It is the Rose Mask, which is for designed to improve the health and appearance of skin. Rose oil extracted from the petal of roses. The oil is an anti-inflammatory agent and tissue regenerator loaded with therapeutic benefits for the skin. You don't need much. I would have to say maybe a teaspoon or so. I have used each of these at least once. There's not much taken out. They're very clear. They're very, well, they're jelly. They're loose. You can't even see them when they're on the skin. They can form a very thin layer. They're all like that, so I won't do that with all of them. It feels somewhat cooling as it is applied. It doesn't really have a cooling effect. So the cooling is actually coming from it being a cooler gel being applied to your warm skin, not from the mask itself. None of these dry down. I suspect these were my first really gel masks, so I suspect most gel masks don't unlike peels and some of the others. It's supposed to be an anti-inflammatory, but I really didn't notice changes in the areas that I was trying to get to not be inflamed, so to speak. I may have misunderstood that and how that's supposed to work, but I didn't see any changes. The radiance pad came up slightly dirty. However, my skin was very soft when I washed this off, and some of that softness remained after I used my radiance pad. I actually really like masks that do that leave your skin feeling soft and supple, and then when you use the radiance pad to tone, some of that remains. I actually really like masks that do that, and there's not a lot that I've tried that do that. The skincare that I usually use afterwards went on better and felt better to the touch after application. Felt like it sank in better. So overall, I like this mask. I will use it again. I don't know if I would purchase. I think they do have full sizes available. I do not know if I would purchase a full size, but I did enjoy this and I will continue to use it. The gold mask. This is supposed to be in English, Denise, because one side's in French. This is supposed to be an anti-aging skin treatment infused with gold extract. It is known to reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles by firming and toning the skin. It offers intense hydration to revitalize, smooth, and soften, and pamper yourself with the luxury of gold for flawless, luminous, and radiant looking complexion. I had problems with this one. This one, when I applied it, I actually, even though here it looked really clear, when I actually applied it, I could kind of see where it was at. I don't know if it was because of my skin tone or something else, but this one was really hard to see where I applied it. I've actually already given this to my daughter, and she's obviously used quite a bit. It did feel somewhat cooling on the skin, and while on my skin, it kind of gave it kind of a glittery kind of glow. Didn't stay. However, about 10 minutes in, I noticed some itchiness with this one, so I removed it pretty much right away after my experiences with the Algenist, I don't remember. It's from Sephora. It was a sample I got. It started this whole mess I've been having with my problem with my eyes, and with everything that's still going on with my skin, I wasn't going to risk it. I kept finding little white flecks, being left that were left behind from being washed, even though I'm pretty good at washing things off. My skin felt oddly tacky and dry. My radiance pad stung a little and came up discolored. Most of the stickiness was removed by the pad, thankfully, because that was just annoying. But my face felt really uncomfortable. My skincare went on okay, and seemed to help with some of that discomfort, some of that moisturizer, soothing down the dryness and all that other stuff. But once was enough for me. So yeah, this went to my daughter. Not something I'd recommend, not something I'd reuse. So like I said, though, this box is only like $6 or $7. I mean, at most $8 at Walmart, from what I remember. So if you decided to buy the whole thing, getting one mask that you can't use out of it is not that bad of a deal. She's not complained of any problems with it. But like I said, I'm on that borderline of sensitive skin, and she's not mentioned that. Her skin is more prone to breakouts and sensitivity, so maybe that's why she didn't have any problems, is that it's not for sensitive skin. I don't recommend this one at all. Okay, so the last one is the cucumber mask, which says, draws out dirt and impurities in your clogged pores, lift away dead skin cells, extracts, soothes and cools skin, and helps to ease puffiness. The blend of moisturizers leaves your skin feeling smooth and silky. Your face will feel clean, refreshed, and revitalized. I think this was my favorite out of the masks. Again, very little needed for any of these masks. Very little was needed. It did sting a little bit in my problem areas, like under my eyes where I'm having my issues, areas where I'm having some, when I have some breakout kind of things going on and stuff like that. However, it was not a, oh, this is bad, get this shit off your face kind of sting. It was more like what I get when I'm using a clay mask. So that warm, stingy type, I'm getting into your skin type feeling. Skin felt like I just put on moisturizer after I rinsed it, and somewhat tacky even when my skin was dry. But again, more like my face had just had moisturizer applied. So when your moisturizer dies down, sometimes, at least for me, I get kind of, there's like a leftover tacky kind of feeling. So it felt kind of like that. There was no dryness, not even my cheeks, which is my dry area on my combination skin. And the Radiance pad came up cleaner than with the Rose Mask. So the Radiance pad came up pretty clean on this one. And like the Rose Mask, some of the sensation of my skin being moisturized remained as well. Like I said, this was my favorite one. If I were to actually buy a full size of any of these three, it would be this one. Overall, I think the set is... I think the set is worth it. Like I said, even if you end up having issues with the gold mask, just the brush alone kind of pays for that. I think I would even pay the full $10 off the site if I can't find it at Walmart. So overall, I enjoyed this set. I do recommend the set. I did like the cucumber more. I wouldn't recommend the gold one at all if you have sensitive skin, but beyond that, it's a great set to have and highly recommended. So next we have the Kiehl's Glow Formula Skin Hydrator. I believe I ordered this as a freebie. It came with this big card. You open the card, it tells you how to use it. It had the sample right there. It's infused with pomegranate extract and illuminating minerals for radiant, glowing skin. You can use it alone on clean skin as an instant radiant boost. You can use it with moisturizer for added hydration, and you can use it under makeup to apply under foundation for a luminous finish. Didn't do that today, but that's what it came with, and that's what it says it does. I still have some in the package. I don't know if I can even keep using it because I've honestly had this for a little while and this has been open. The color, yes, the color kind of threw me off a little bit. And actually that amount right there could probably cover my complete face. The smell, yeah, this is probably starting to turn because I don't smell it now, but when I initially opened it, it really smelled amazing. That's gonna go all over the back of my hand now. Oh, there it is. It's fruity. I guess I just needed to rub it in for it to come out. It's one of those smells that I really, really enjoy. I love light, fruity, fresh scents versus floral scents. I like a bit of spice sometimes, but this is very fresh, very fruity. It doesn't stay. There's my hand, a hand without it. There's my hand with it. You can see there's a slight luminescence to it. The tint doesn't really tint your skin, which is nice because I don't want to be pinky brown. A little goes a long way. That covered my entire hand and probably could have covered my entire face if I didn't keep wiping it down here. It does go on a bit heavy and feels a little bit waxy for something that is supposed to be a lighter formula moisturizer for a light cream. It does give the skin a sheen, but as an oily girl, I'm not sure how I feel about that. I have not tried it under foundation, and with the way my face has been lately, I'm actually trying not to rub too much into my face. So I put in my moisturizer, and then lately for primer, I'm using the e.l.f. spray to try to keep from irritating the areas that have been I've been working on clearing up. And so I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to use this in that way before I have to throw it out. I'm going to say at this point it doesn't smell off or anything, so I can probably continue to use it as part of my nighttime routine, but I'm not sure if I can put it under foundation. You know what, I might try it with one of my brushes and see how my powder looks over it. But like I said, you know, that sheen is kind of concerning if you're an oily, and I get oily in here. I don't want to be any more shiny than I already am. the waxing feeling, that waxy feeling goes away. Like I said, I mostly use this stuff at night, and the waxy feeling goes away by the time I get up in the morning. And while I can still feel it a little bit when I touch my face, my T-zone doesn't feel greasy. Don't think I'd buy this. I don't think it's bad. It does have some good points to it. I love the smell. I like the fact that that waxiness kind of goes away. But I think it's a bit heavy for what I look for in a moisturizer. I much prefer much lighter moisturizers. Yeah, and I'm like I said, I'm a little worried about, I'm not worried, but I don't like the idea of a sheeny, shiny skin. I would have to, like I said, I'm going to have to try it underneath, say, one of my powders and see how it works with that. But as a moisturizer or a pick-me-up or anything like that, it's not something that I would buy. You would just have to decide if those qualities are things that you're looking for in a moisturizer. It is from Kiehl's, so it is good stuff. It's just, I don't think it's for me. So next I have the Chanel Hydra Beauty Micro Serum. I actually got this out of a magazine sample, and this little sample lasted me for 3 or 4 nights as far as I remember. It's clear. I don't think there's any left. So it's very, very clear. Well, there's a little bit. It's very, very clear. It feels very, very watery when applied. I mean, literally, it feels like thick water. That's the only way I can describe it. It's got a slickness, but it's got that watery feeling to it. You don't need a lot. My skin feels tacky after application. Didn't feel like it really sank into my skin much, or that it was even that intense. I mean, it says it's, you know, a serum that is intense replenishing hydration. I did not feel like it did that for me. And it did seem to make my regular moisturizer, you know, you put on your serum first and then you put your moisturizer on over it. And it really made it feel like my regular moisturizer just sat on my skin instead of sinking in. So I'll be honest, I'm kind of glad I didn't like it that much. I mean, it's Chanel. It's going to be an expensive baby. And when you try these expensive ones, you're just like, please, Lord, no, don't let me like it. Because, you know, you're going to spend $40 or $50 on, you know, a little 1 ounce thing or whatever if you decide you like it. Now, the plus side of this is you don't need a lot. It probably would last a lot, but still $40 or $50 on one item. $30 is getting a bit much for me for skincare. Overall, I'm not that, I wouldn't recommend it. It's probably too expensive, and for me, it just really didn't seem to do what it claimed to do. Okay, so the next 3 are from Vichy. 2 came in that set with the Mineral 89 that I like to use. And, well, I guess probably all of them did. I don't think I've bought anything since. So these came in the gift pack set that I purchased as part of that, and this came as one of the samples, and I'm going to start with this one. I'm actually looking further into the Vichy for face cleanser and moisturizer because of what's going on with First Aid Beauty right now. I love my First Aid Beauty products, don't get me wrong. Honestly, their cleanser is my favorite facial cleanser. It really, really is. Their Ultra Repair Moisturizing Cream, love it for my feet. That sounds strange, but it's too heavy for my face. So I love it for my feet. It does help keep my feet soft and from having some of the issues that my feet can come up with. But they came out with some sort of tinted, I don't think it was supposed to be a foundation. I think it was more supposed to be a BB cream, and it only had like 5 shades. And then they came out with a concealer, and it only had 7 shades. And as you know, I already dumped Tarte because, I mean, they had 20 shades of things and I dumped Tarte. I'm trying to support companies that are far more inclusive. Now, I have contacted First Aid Beauty twice, and both times they reassured me that they are going to try to expand their shade selections in their lines. I'm just going to watch. In the meantime, I'm using up what I have, and I'm looking for other products that I can possibly replace them with. The first ones that I have tried is from Pacifica. Pacifica has a couple new lines, and I really should have checked the website first because they have an even more abysmal shade range on anything that is skin tone related. So I will use up the Pacifica I just purchased, and that will be it. But Vichy has a cleanser for as low as $18, I think. I'm not sure. It's 50 mil, something like that. Anyway, so I'm looking at them because I don't think with them I have to worry about whether or not they have shade ranges. I am going to take a further look at the site before I pour any money into it to make sure. But so the last few things are Vichy. I have enjoyed most everything I've tried. I love the Mineral 89. I like the masks that we're going to be talking about. And then there's this. This is their Aqua Thermal Cream, a rich cream, crema rich. I think they're a French company, and a lot of their stuff is written in French. They have the English on it, but sometimes you have to hunt it down. This is a dynamic hydration, dry to very dry skin, no parabens. I don't have dry skin. I have combination oily with oily T-zone and dry cheeks. I tried it anyway. It's initially got a scent that's very strong. I don't think there's anything left in here. Oh, there's a little bit. A very little bit. So it's kind of a medium. It's not too thick, not too loose. It's not watery. The scent is almost medicinal on it, though. Fortunately, the scent doesn't last. It feels almost waxy when you first put it on and doesn't appear to soak into your skin much. But it doesn't feel heavy. It's almost like a really loose, well, let's just say it's almost like a thicker gel. I was going to say a looser gel, but on second thought, as I'm sitting here rubbing it, it's almost like a thick gel. In the morning, my skin didn't feel waxy or greasy, which was a good thing because it went on, and like I said, it felt kind of waxy and heavy. Not even my nose, which has been a real problem this summer particularly. And my skin felt really soft after I did my morning wash. I do most of the majority of my skincare at night. In the morning, I wash my face with a plain wet washcloth, no soap. I then reapply my serum. I have 2 different serums. I apply the Vichy 89, and then I take care of the skin issues. Sometimes if I need it, I apply my acne serum, and then I put on my moisturizer. At night, it's a little more complicated. I wash with a soap. I mask almost every night. Again, I do all of the serums and application of things from the skin issues I've been having, and my moisturizer over all of that. So it gets quite complicated at night. It takes a little bit of time. But when I washed my face with just my wet washcloth after using this overnight, my skin felt really soft. I don't think I'd purchase this one in particular because it is for dry skin, but they do have one that is an SPF 15 that I don't think specifies it's for dry skin, that I'm considering purchasing and giving a try. So last we have these 2 Vichy masks. We have their clay mask, which is gone. And then we have the double peel mask, which is not quite gone. I don't use, whoa, I have hair on there. I don't use this nearly as much, but it's almost there. Give it another time or two. Let's start with the one that's empty. So the clay mask, I really like this. It reminds me of pretty much almost every other clay mask I've tried. It has that warming, burning, it's not quite burning, but it's that warming sensation that tells you it's doing something for your skin. I like the way it left my skin behind. I like, if my radiance pad came up dirty at all, it was just a little bit. And I like the price of this. This is, I actually really like the Kiehl's Rare Earth mask, and I like the Origins mask, but both of those are fairly expensive. For this one, I think you can, there's a size that's about $20. And while it's not as much as the other two in terms of amount in the product, it is much more affordable for me, since the other two run between, I believe, $35 and $45 for their standard size. So this is one that I want to repurchase. I just have to come up with the money for it. And since my Vichy 89, Mineral 89 serum is almost gone, I'm going to have to come up with even more money. Plus trying the cleanser. This is going to be fun. All that said, this is a really good mask. I enjoyed it, and I do recommend it. And for $20, it's a good, you can try it for that price. Or you can get the Mineral 89 and get it in a set. So the other one, like I said, this is their double peel. There is no peeling on this. It doesn't quite dry down, but it's a very quick 5-minute mask, which is really nice. It's very light and cool on the skin. When rubbed, massaged, you can feel tiny particles. Unlike other peels of this nature, because this is a lot of these kinds of peels with the particles in them, you rub your face, those particles get bigger as they take stuff off your face. Most of them I don't like. But unlike other peels of this nature, these particles do not get bigger as they rub your face. So they're more like exfoliating all that stuff off your face. They're very gentle, and the mask rinses off very easily. It does leave my skin feeling a bit dry to the touch, and a little touch sensitive. I suspect that's the particles. You know, you are exfoliating, especially in areas already experience sensitivity. But my radiance pads come up clean. I did like this mask, but because of the sensitivity issues and the dryness, it's not a mask I would probably purchase again. If you have skin that's a little more oily than mine, if your skin is not sensitive, I would recommend it. I actually really like most everything that I've tried from Vichy at this point. Even the stuff that's not for my skin type I've tried, so that's saying something. So I do recommend it. I did like it. I don't like it enough to repurchase. And I liked it better than the other ones that do that little particle cleaning thing. I just don't want to take risks with it feeling sensitive and dry and all that stuff. So that's it for today, and I hope you liked what you've seen. If this is your first time here, I hope you will subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload. If you are a Notification Squad subscriber, you may want to check your bell to make sure it is still clicked. It's getting a little less frequent when I film this, and maybe by the time this goes up, it'll finally be over, but you may want to check, because I've had a number of bells become unclicked after I get a notification of a video being uploaded. I'm not sure what's up with all that. Just don't. Anyway, if you don't subscribe, we will be very sad. However, we do hope you'll come by again anyway. And if you do come by again, don't forget to bring your cup of tea. Oh God, that's so good. Seriously, if you have stash in your area, get the chocolate hazelnut and the salted caramel. You could also get the white chocolate mocha. That's another really good one. There. Get stash. Just get stash tea. It's for a inexpensive tea. It is good. It's good tea. Mm, 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 mm.